Welcome into the Shopfix channel, a community joined together for the love of woodworking. My name is William Andry, and I got a great show for y'all today.
I really hope you enjoy this video, and if you haven't subscribed to the Shopfix channel, consider subscribing today. Shopfix, it's for the love of woodworking.
So other than the milling procedures that I use to get these boards flat, one important thing to make a tabletop or a live edge desktop is actually cutting the edges appropriately. So you can certainly use a circular saw with a straight edge. That's one great way to cut these boards. The only way to use a table saw with live edge wood like this is to use a joiner jig. So I'll be utilizing a joiner jig, and that way I can cut these boards at an angle and get a straight edge at the same time. So not only am I jointing an edge, but I'm also able to kind of correct the angle of the board. So that's huge with the joiner jig, that with the jointer or regular jointer, you're not gonna be able to change the angle of the wood. You're just gonna be able to get that edge flat. But I actually wanna take off some more on this side and less at the front. So I'm gonna be utilizing a joiner jig. So those are a few things you could think about for your project, and let's get started with that next step. So I have my joiner jig out, and I'm going to be cutting the middle piece for the top first, and I'm going to be putting it on here to trim off this live edge. So let's unscrew these, place it on here. So essentially all I need to do now is to align the board on the joiner jig so I trim off all of the live edge, and I'm left with no lighter colored wood on this board. So to make sure that we have the right cut line, we'll take this and we'll measure exactly where the transition from the darker wood and the lighter wood happens. And I'm seeing that it happens at 11 and an 1/8. So we're going to be cutting this board at 11 inches to make sure that we cut off all of that lighter live edge wood.
Since using this joiner jig on several of my projects, especially ones with live edge wood, I can tell you that I highly recommend building one for your wood shop. It's easy to use, easy to build, and once you have it up and running, it's so easy to joint the edge of the boards.
So we were actually able to get a very nice clean cut, and I honestly don't think I could have measured that out any better. You see, this is the light part, and I don't even see any dark wood right there. I mean, it literally cut it off perfectly. So I had a good measurement. Now you see that we have cut off the live edge piece, and we don't need the live edge piece on this piece because this board is gonna be the middle of the top. So we were able to cut off all of the lighter colored wood on this live edge. And now, not only did we do that, we straightened out the grain lines a little bit, and now we have a straight edge to work with. Okay, so I removed this piece from the joiner jig, which we used to cut a straight edge on this side. Now, if we spin it around like this, we'll be using the straight edge we just cut out along the fence to cut a straight edge out on this side. And we're gonna use the same technique by measuring exactly where we need to cut. So on this board, since we angled it to make the grain line straighter, I know that this side is less width than that side. So I simply have to measure right here, and I'm getting about 7 1/8 worth of usable lumber. Okay, so now that I've showed you the full process that I go through to get one of these done, I'm gonna repeat that process for the front and the back pieces. And so I'll show you that real quick, and then we'll move on to the next step.
As you'll notice, one thing that I was trying to accomplish with these joiner jig cuts was to remove all the lighter colored parts of the wood. Now the reason that I did this was because I wanted a seamless transition between the boards when I glued it all together, because I wanted the top to look like it was one live edge slab rather than a bunch of boards glued together. Once I had all the edges cut out for this live edge tabletop, I decided to put them all together and see how it was looking.
So I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you found this content valuable, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to the Shopfix channel. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.